Everything I do it with a passion. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from making it happen.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Persis. Just as if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, I'm coming on here to talk about my disabilities. Now, I have two disabilities. One is cerebral palsy, CP, and the other one is hearing loss. I developed my CP when I was born, so it was like a birth defect, I guess you could say. And it basically is a disability where it's muscle tightness. And like when I was younger, I had an effect to where, like, if I was to like touch somebody and squeeze them really hard, that could possibly end up hurting them. So I had to have surgery for it, and that's how my CP came about. So the back end of it, like when it comes to people and children and stuff like that, it still kind of affects me to this day, but not as much as it did when I was younger. Growing up in elementary school, middle school, and kind of sort of high school, people used to always bully me because of my CP, and I just kind of had to have tough skin with that. Because people don't really know what that comes with. People don't understand it. And when I'm dating people, when I'm talking to people, I used to always be scared to tell them, okay, yeah, I have cerebral palsy, because I don't know what the reaction would be. I don't know how they would treat me. But with the CP, I always ended up getting the short end of the stick of people treating me like I was incapable of doing something, or I was incapable of being in a relationship with them, or I was incapable of doing certain specific things because of my cerebral palsy. My whole thing is, if you could treat a normal person normal, treat me normal. I have a fully functioning mind, fully functioning body. The only thing is, I have cerebral palsy, so my left leg limps while my right leg doesn't. So I walk like that, and I've been walking like that since I was like 14 years old. So it's a part of me, but it's not me in a sense. So you just have to get to know me and look outside of my disability. Because the first thing people see when they look at me, I'm a female. Then they see I'm black. Then they see, they see I'm black, female, and then they see that I have cerebral palsy. And that has always been a negative factor when it's supposed to be a positive thing. But as an adult, I'm still working to accept that disability, because it has always been challenging for me. So I'm working on that. Like, it doesn't affect me unless I see it in a reflection. Like, if I'm walking past a glass or something and I see it in a reflection, it will bother me. Or if someone happens to mention it, it will kind of sort of bother me. Or I have like little kids that would like stare to the death of themselves, and I don't like that. I rather people just ask the question instead of just staring. And I've had adults ask bold-ass questions like, am I faking my cerebral palsy? I had one guy at my job ask me that question, and I'm like, yo, why would I be faking having a disability? That's a bold question to ask. But I was very respectful toward him because I'm at my job. But people get real bold and disrespectful when it comes to asking about my cerebral palsy. Now, my hearing loss, on the other hand, is not as noticeable unless I am face to face with you. You can't do this, you can't do this to try to see if I can mouth what you are saying, which 60% of the time I'm not gonna catch everything. You can't have your back turned, or I'm not. The only way you can have your back turned and I'll be able to hear you is if you talking louder with your back turned. You cannot just be sitting there doing this, because there's people that would do this and try to mock sign language. Like, no. If you want to communicate with me, you can communicate in American Sign Language. You can write it out, or I could just ask you to repeat yourself. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to ask you to repeat yourself. Right now, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic, and people are running around with masks with no, like, clear coating on it so where I can see your mouth. That is the hardest thing for me right now, because I'm not able to understand people with the mask over their mouth. Like, it's so hard for me. But, and then you have people that say, oh, I know American Sign Language. Do you really? Can you recite the whole alphabet without messing up one letter? No. Just because you know a few letters of American Sign Language, or just because you know how to spell your name in American Sign Language, does not mean that you are fluent in American Sign Language. Does not mean that you know American Sign Language. I wish that people would stop with that, because it's very offensive to the deaf community. Like, stop that, cut it out. It's not cool. If you really want to learn, the best way to learn is to hang around a bunch of deaf people. But there are a lot of hearing people that are so closed-minded to hanging out with deaf people that they aren't even open to really learning the language like you're supposed to learn it. Best bet, if you really want to learn it, like I said, hang around a bunch of deaf people. You can find them. They're everywhere. You just have to know people. The best way to do it is to know a person that knows people. And you will run into a totally different community for yourself. And it will be a culture shock. And American Sign Language is very, very easy to learn. You just have to have patience, and you have to, you know, stick to it in order to learn it. I cannot tell you guys how many times I've had people come to me and be like, oh, I want to learn American Sign Language. And 9 times out of 10, they want to learn the alphabet and the curse words. That's it. They don't want to know nothing else. Just alphabet and curse words. And that gets very tiring. Very, very tiring. But anyways, I found out that I was hard of hearing when I was in the 6th grade. So I was in, was it the 6th grade? Yep, it was the 6th grade. I was in middle school at the, whoa, I'm lying, back up. I found out from the earliest that I can remember that I was hard of hearing when I was like in the 3rd grade. And back then, in the 3rd grade, we had an FM box. So you had to like wear a box. And the teacher had to wear a box. And it had a microphone attached to it. And I had my hearing aid. And, you know, when I started, you know, wearing my hearing aids and the teacher had the FM box, people would always come to me and be like, can you, tell us what the teacher is saying, because sometimes the teacher would forget to turn off the FM box so that I wouldn't hear no conversations. Can you tell us what the teacher is saying? Blah, 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 blah. And I just be sitting there like, no, I'm not telling y'all none of what the teacher is saying. Because guess what? It's none of your business. Like, mind your business, okay? So, that was like the negative effect of wearing a hearing aid with the FM system. And then, you know, like, gradually the FM systems started to depreciate and you didn't need an FM system anymore. You just had the hearing aid. And when I got to middle school, that's like the first time that I started to like interact with deaf people. So like every morning, like I would sit with the deaf kids and interact with the well, hold up. Let me back up and tell you guys how I learned American Sign Language, okay? So, in the 3rd grade, I had a deaf classmate. We are no longer cool anymore, but we were cool when, you know, I started to want to learn American Sign Language. And I found it on my own. That's the crazy thing about it. So, she was deaf. And I was like, oh, I want to, you know, learn this language. Because it was very new back then. Like, nobody knew about American Sign Language. For me, it was new. So I was like, ooh, this is cool. I want to learn. So the deaf classmate's interpreter, I forgot her name, but I know it started with a Y. She, I said, I'm going to learn sign language. Can you teach me? So she ended up teaching me how to do sign language in the 3rd grade. Mind you, I'm 8 years old, learning sign language. So, because of that, I had gotten the opportunity to go on national TV and do the Star Spangled Banner on national TV in front of the whole Virginia state. Okay, because this time I'm living in Virginia. So, in front of the whole Virginia state, I'm on national TV. They call me up to, you know, recite the Star Spangled Banner. I'm like, just standing there shook because once they tell me I was on national TV, I'm like, I ran off of the podium on national TV. I will never forget that. I ran off of the podium on national TV. And that's what I was known for like a couple weeks. The girl that ran off of national TV. So, but I was still learning American Sign Language. So when I had gotten to middle school, I had met these deaf kids and I would hang out with them every morning. Like every morning just to brush up on my ASL, you know, get to know them and what they was about and everything like that. I remember one of the kids' names was, no, in elementary school, the 2 deaf kids' names was Capricia and Miles. Miles was Caucasian, Capricia was black. When I got to middle school, it was 3 deaf kids that I would hang out with in the morning. 2 of them was 2 black girls and 1 was a black boy. And I would hang out with them every morning and, you know, do ASL and then I would head to class. Now, I don't know how I did it, but I was able to get through elementary school, middle school, and high school without an interpreter. I don't know how. Now I need an interpreter like present for meetings and stuff like that. But I don't know how I was able to do it without an interpreter. Because yes, I did wear a hearing aid in elementary school. I rarely wear my hearing aid in middle school. And I damn sure didn't wear my hearing aid in high school. So I don't know how I did it. I felt like I wanted to feel as normal as possible. Even though you couldn't see the hearing aids, I wanted to feel as normal as possible. So I just chunked my hearing aid. Like I don't want to wear it. I don't want to feel like an outsider in a normal world. So I just chunked my hearing aid. So anyways, yeah, middle school. Hung out with them, brushed up on my ASL in the mornings, and then I would like hang out with my regular friends during the day. And that's how it was throughout my middle school years. Like, hang out with the deaf kids in the morning, hang out with my regular friends all throughout the day. So then when I got to high school, you know, regular degular. I didn't have no deaf friends, but I did take ASL classes. Very, very adamant about taking ASL classes because I wanted to be a part of that community. And also, while I was taking ASL classes in the 10th and 11th grade, 10th in 11th grade, I took ASL classes because 12th grade year, like, ASL classes been no more. Like, it was over with. 12th grade year, like, they deaded that because the principal felt like people was throwing up gang signs. Nope, that was not the case. So, 9th grade year, I didn't take any ASL classes. 10th and 11th grade year, I took ASL classes, and my 10th or 11th grade year, that's when I have found out about Gallaudet University from my ASL teacher. So, what I did was, she was talking about Gallaudet University. She was pumping it up. But let me tell you, she was pumping that school up, right? So I was like, ooh, this sounds interesting. And it's a deaf college. Like, ooh, I wanna go. Right? So I get to talking to my ASL teacher about Gallaudet University. You know, she shows us a promo video at the school, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's it. That's where I wanna go. So I applied for the school. Mind you, this was my junior year. So I applied to go to Gallaudet University my junior year. Right? So, in my junior year, right, it was either my junior year or my senior year. But I either applied my senior year. I don't know, one of them. Either my junior year or my senior year I applied, right? Mind you, this was the only college that I applied to. The only undergraduate college that I applied to. I didn't apply to shit else because I was like, I'm going to go to Gallaudet University. But my words, I'm going to go to Gallaudet University. So, I applied. I was like, my mom was like, yo, go ahead and apply to some other schools because you never know. I'm like, no, I'm going to get into that one because I'm adamant about it. I'm going to get into that one. Watch me. So, one day I had went to the mailbox to go just check the mail, and I see this big ass envelope, like this big ass envelope from Gallaudet University. Cause you know, I don't know how they do acceptance letters now, but when I was coming up, you knew you got into the school if you got this big ass envelope with shit in it. So I went to the mailbox and I seen this big envelope that said Gallaudet University. I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm going to Washington DC. Yes, let's go. I was so happy because I was so adamant about going to the school, and I had my ASL teacher to thank for that, because if it was not for her, you know, bringing up the school, and if it was not for her showing the promo of Gallaudet University, I would not have gone to that school. I would not have been so immersed in going to Gallaudet University like that. And I was so happy. Like, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was so happy. So then I got my acceptance letter, and the fall came, and I went to go to university. Now I experienced some turmoil at that school when it came to hearing and deaf community, because I was coming out of a hearing community and going into a deaf community. So all I knew was talk, 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 but no signing. Talk, 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 no signing. And people used to get on me about being on the phone and talking all the time, and oh, you're supposed to be, signing. This is a deaf community. You will never learn the language if you always on your phone talking, doing the most, blah, blah, blah. And this was in the first year that I was there, my freshman year. This was the first year that I was there. Like, people was on me about it. And I used to be like, why y'all so butthurt about me being on the phone? Like, that was my thing. Like, why y'all so butthurt about me being on the phone? My mother is hearing. So, the only way I could talk to her is if we were on the phone. But that was before I knew about VRS, because I didn't know nothing about VRS. I didn't know nothing about, what they call that, video phones. I didn't know nothing about none of that. Like, I just walked in there and was like, talk, 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 talk. And when my freshman year, when I first walked in there, I was using CUT. CUT is a system where they have, I don't know if they have that now, but back when I was there, they had a system named CUT where they'll have an interpreter from somewhere, and it would be like this big TV screen, and it'll have words across it, and it would just interpret what the professor was saying. I used that CUT for 1 year. By my sophomore year, I knew ASL like that. I didn't have to use CUT. I didn't have to use none of that. If you're adamant about learning a language like American Sign Language, it takes up to a year to learn it. So it took me a semester to learn. It took me a semester to learn the language like that. And then once I started getting around people and being adamant with it, by the end of the first semester, I was straight. Like, I didn't need the CUT anymore. I knew how to have conversations with people, all that. Like, I was good. But that being on the phone at that school, they gonna get you for that. They gonna make sure you know that language and you know it well. So, even though I didn't understand why back then, I understood it once I hit my sophomore year, because I wasn't on the phone like that with my mom's. Like, if I was on the phone with her, it would be right before I had to go to class, or it would be like I wasn't talking to my mom like that. It would either be right before I had to go to class or after everything is done. After freshman year, me and my mom did not talk like that when I was in college. But I'm very, like I said, I'm very, very, very grateful for my ASL teacher back in high school, because if it was not for her, I would not have gone to that school. I would not have gone to that school, and I'm very, very grateful for the people that I met there that taught me so much. Because of them, like, I am an advocate for the deaf community. I understand that my videos don't have closed captioning, and that's because I'm trying to reach the hearing audience. I'm trying to reach the hearing people, okay? I want them to understand what that community is like. That community is a totally different community from your community. Your community is talking on the phone, having the ability to talk, to use your mouth and your ears and your eyes at the same time. For deaf people, we have to use our eyes and we have to use our mouths. That's how we communicate with each other. We use our eyes, mouth, and hands to communicate. We don't use our ears. Our ears are the only things that don't work in a sense. But we are creatives like motherfuckers. I'm going to school with photographers. I'm going to school with videographers. I'm going to school with people who are now scientists. I've gone to school with amazing people who have businesses now and they are deaf and doing the damn thing. So, like, you can't just count a person out because they can't hear something. All you have to do is find some way to communicate with them. Whether that's through text, whether you're writing it down, whether you're gesturing, like, they will be able to understand that. But, yeah, so those are my two disabilities. Cerebral palsy and hard of hearing. I just want to bring that to the forefront because, like I said, when I'm talking to people, before when I was talking to people, I never wanted to talk about having cerebral palsy or being hard of hearing because I felt like people would take those two things about me and just run with it and be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to deal with her out of pity, or I'm going to deal with her because of whatever reason. But, yeah, I'm kind of confident now to talk about it. Because years ago, I would not have talked about having cerebral palsy or being hard of hearing. Because those are the two things that are very, very hard to talk about. And that play a part in what's going on today with me. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions about cerebral palsy or any questions about being hard of hearing or deaf, please let me know down in the comments down below. And if you guys do want to see some ASL covers, like where I sign songs in American Sign Language, please let me know down in the comments down below. I did do this originally when I did do this originally when I had my channel the first time around, but it wasn't getting as much play. So if you guys do want to see something like that again on my channel, please let me know, like I said, down in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye y'all.
I'm a Northeast baby, bitch, I swam too cold. I got 3 different numbers like an area code. I don't shop with these niggas cause they selling they souls. He say